I am sure you've all heard the news by now, and it has officially been announced that Auburn has been selected for their bowl game, and the team we're going to be playing is Houston, which I'm honestly a little surprised by this game. I didn't think we'd be playing Houston. I'd heard predictions of some other teams. My favorite one that was predicted was SMU. I did not think we'd actually be playing them, but we're officially playing Houston. So, what do I think about this selection? Well, I think Houston's a pretty good team, and I'm a little concerned about Auburn playing them because there is a chance we could always lose this one. And the way we're playing towards the end, our starting quarterback's out. TJ Finley did okay, but he's hurt. And so ultimately, I'm hoping that some of our backups might get a chance to play. And specifically, I'm hoping that no, it's not Legion Field, man. Who said that? Weakest link? No, it's not Legion Field. It is the Birmingham Bowl, but it is going to be at the new Protective Stadium. So if you see, I've got this pulled up on the right-hand side of my screen, at least, and it will be at Protective Stadium, which is the new stadium in Birmingham. It's actually a pretty nice field. This is not the bowl game we wanted or anything like that, but that's okay. I'd actually booked tickets, or not tickets, I'm sorry. I booked hotels in Memphis and Nashville because I was so confident that we were going to either the Music City Bowl or the Liberty Bowl. But I could not have been more wrong because, as you see, we are as Birmingham as it gets, and we will be at Protective Stadium, not Legion Field, weakest link. So, yeah, so that is good. That is the new place where UAB plays. So if you've been down there, I think it's actually in what's that area called? Uptown. It's actually a pretty cool area if you've not been. It's right over by Top Golf in Birmingham. There's some places to eat. So it's not the worst situation. I mean, I think it's going to be a short drive for a lot of people, and I think that was probably the thought behind making Auburn go to the Birmingham Bowl, is that they can drive a lot of fans to go. I mean, I'm personally going to be going, and we're going to buy tickets and go. And because it's such a cheap bowl game, I'm probably going to take my kids as well because there's not exactly a lot on the line. Sean, you grew up in Auburn, so you know where this is. I've not actually been to this stadium yet, so I do know the area where it's going to be, but I've not actually been to the stadium. I think the Birmingham has some soccer team that plays there. I think I saw that Weakest Link said UAB is currently playing there. And what's up, Austin? But yeah, so this is the bowl game that we're going to be going to. So let me show you one of the announcements I saw. Where is it? Here we go. So this is on rivals.com if you've not seen it. All right, so Auburn to play in Birmingham Bowl. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. The Cougars finished 11-2, losing to Cincinnati. If you did not see that game, they lost 35-20 to Cincinnati in the AAC championship game. So you can bet that Houston is probably going to be a little irritated that they went 11-2 and they're playing a 6-6 team in the Birmingham Bowl. That's not exactly something they're going to want to do. They were hoping for something much bigger, especially since they were 11-1 going into their championship game, and they're probably going to feel a little disrespected. So this is going to be an angry team, to say the least. They're definitely not going to be excited about it. As far as what this game means for Harsin, well, he's got no offensive coordinator at the moment. That's a big search that's going on. And there's really been a lot to be desired this season. We had multiple games that could have gone either way, and we could have been looking at a 9-3 season if a couple of games had gone a little differently. I'm thinking about the Alabama game, the Mississippi State game, where we just completely threw that one away, and really the Penn State game is one I thought we should have won. Outside of that, at this point, we're just looking forward to next season. I'm not trying to look past this Birmingham Bowl or anything like that, but we know that it doesn't technically mean anything. It could be It could be good for recruits a little bit if we can show up and beat an 11-2 Houston team. That could be good for recruiting, but ultimately, it doesn't mean much. It's just it'll be a fun game for the fans to go to, hopefully. But from what I remember, and if somebody can find this stat and post it in the chat for me, I would appreciate that. But from what I remember, I think the last 8 bowl games, I want to say Auburn's like 2-6, something like that. Does anybody have that stat readily available? I want to say we're 2-6 in the last 8 bowl games. So this, just like the win Harsin got versus LSU, that was a win we've not seen in a long time. Or at least at Death Valley. This could be another good start for Harsin. If he can win a bowl game, we know how much we've struggled in bowl games in recent history, especially under Gus Malzahn. So I really think this is an opportunity for him once again to show that he means business and he does want to stay around and be Auburn's coach. Lily, I could not agree more. More than anything, I would like an offensive coordinator. The latest news I heard on that, and I'll see if I can find this and I'll put it up on screen. But the latest news I've heard on, this is going to be showing a DM, so I don't know if I should do this. But the latest news I've heard on the coaching search. Geez, I really shouldn't do this. I'll read it to you because I don't want to show who sent me this because it's kind of breaking a little trust, so I won't do it. But the latest news I heard on the coaching search is that Zach Hill is the guy. So Zach Hill is who Harsin wants. And I will show you this. This is not confirmed, so don't say I'm a source. I'm not an inside source. I'm reporting what I've heard. But from what I've heard, Zach Hill seems to be the guy that not everybody, Harsin wants. And if you know anything about Zach Hill, he has a history with Harsin. So I'm going to show you this real quick. Zach Hill is currently the offensive coordinator at Arizona State. And he, where is he? Yeah, he's offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. But what I was looking for, I was looking on the screen. He was actually at Boise State for several seasons. Here we go. Hill was hired by Boise State in 2016, sharing offensive coordinator duties with Scott Huff and coaching quarterbacks. So he has experience at Boise State and is very familiar with Brian Harsin. So ultimately, a lot of fans want a big, flashy hire. I completely get that. We want to make a big splash. But I think the way that Auburn can be the most successful is for them to get somebody that's going to work well with Coach Harsin. Harsin needs somebody he knows, somebody he trusts, and somebody that can implement his system. And Zach Hill is absolutely that guy. The information I was given, and I'm not trying to say that I have inside sources or anything like that. This is just what somebody sent me, and it is from someone who is very familiar with Auburn sports. I'll just say that. But what I've been told is that Zach Hill is the guy that they're interested in the most. They're currently trying to make sure that he is clean through NCAA compliance and all that. And I guess once he gets through that process, that is the person they're expected to announce. I don't know for sure if that will happen or if he'll make it all the way through that process or if they'll have to go with one of the other people they are interested in. Outside of Zach Hill, I know Eric Kay, the wide receivers coach, is someone there that could get the job. He's currently on staff, so it would certainly make sense. And then we've heard a few other names. Del McGee. He is still coaching for Georgia, so I wouldn't expect any announcement about him to be made until after the playoffs and possibly the national championship. He works with the running backs there. He's fantastic at recruiting. So once again, he would make sense, and he would provide that recruiting edge that Auburn needs from someone who is involved in the SEC and who has the roots in the SEC. Beyond those names, I've heard Frank Ponce, if that's how you say his name. I'm not real wild about that pick. And who am I missing? Damian Craig. Who am I missing? Yeah, Damian Craig. I've heard his name tossed around too, and I'm not wild about that pick. I like Damian Craig, but I don't know about him for offensive coordinator. I think the best bet is for us to get somebody who can work well with Harson. So who let me look through the chat real quick. Who are you guys thinking? Gus back for OC? Come on, man. I know you're joking, but good grief. We don't need that in our lives at all right now. Who are you thinking should be our offensive coordinator? There we of 5 bowl losses. Thank you, Sean. That was something I asked earlier. In the last 6 bowl games. Good grief, guys. Yeah, I think Zach Hill would be a fantastic pick. When is it going to be announced? I've heard as early this week, so I would expect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Will that happen? It's going to depend on if they make it through their vetting process and if he gets cleared. And like I said, I'm not saying he is the guy, but he is one of the options. Now, if you are in the chat, please let me know if you're going to be going to this Birmingham Bowl. Whoops, y'all didn't see that. Please let me know if you're going to be going to the Birmingham Bowl, because I think I'm actually going to be getting tickets soon. You can go on this website right here. If you want tickets, buy tickets. And I just want to show you what's available right now. So if you want some cheap tickets, because I'm not paying $200 for tickets to the Birmingham Bowl. It's going to be $50 or less. See how good the tickets are, that price. Okay, so you can see, blow that up a little bit for you. All right, so you can see the tickets that are available right now for that price. You get all up in this end zone. There's actually some in the second level, which the stadium's not huge, so you're not going to have terrible seats anywhere you go. And then it looks like the end zones and the corners. So if you want under $50, that's your best bet. I'm probably going to go for something in the end zone. It's not the best seats for watching the game, but if I'm wanting to take my kids and knowing that they may not last the entire game, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on this. So that is probably what I will be doing myself. Okay, Quentin Lee, what is this comment about? Seriously doubt it, but Patrick Nix. Are you talking about Patrick Nix for offensive coordinator? What do you mean by Patrick Nix? Yes, going to the Birmingham Bowl right after I get off. Yep. So what were you talking about for Patrick Nix? And Stuart Donald, love to see you there. Hey, and that might actually be a fun thing. It'd be fun to get a lot of people who watch the War Report. I think this could be a good meetup opportunity because I think a lot of people are in the area. I may have to talk to Mike and the guys about that, but I think we could do a fun meetup thing if a bunch of people want to meet there. But yeah, that's what we've got so far. So we will be, if you missed the beginning of this, we're going to be in the Birmingham Bowl versus Houston. Should be a good game because Houston is a good team that played Cincinnati pretty well. They just came up short in the end. That is all right. Okay, finally, make sure I have nothing else. Finally, I would love to know what you think. So this is not something I've done before, so we'll see how this goes. And James, that's fine. I will tell you, being just completely transparent, they are friends of mine. So if you don't say anything bad about them, I would appreciate that. But I completely understand if you don't like them. That's everybody's got their own preferences. I've got people who don't like me that like them, and that's okay as well. But if there's anybody who would like to jump in and this is probably a bad idea, but if you want to jump in and tell me your thoughts on Auburn going to the Birmingham Bowl or the offensive coordinator search, please have your microphone ready, and let's see what happens right now when I drop this in. All right, I just dropped something in the chat. I hope you guys see it. But that is a link that should take you to my StreamYard. Does anybody see that? I'm ready for the game too. Yeah, it'd be fun to meet up, guys. If anybody is brave and wants to try to jump in, did this link show up for you guys? There we go. Jaden going to turn up for the Birmingham Gold. Love to see you there, man. Good stuff. But I think overall, I'm a little disappointed in the pick. I think a lot of people probably are. I was hoping for something where I could travel a little bit, not too far, Tennessee. Oh, here we go. Let's see. If you got your mic ready, tell me what you think about. What you think about the Birmingham Bowl?
I'm pretty hyped up about it. I live in Birmingham, so.
Oh, good stuff. What's your
name? Moody, Alabama.
Oh, you're in Moody, Alabama.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me what you think about the offensive coordinator search so
far. I'm hoping it's Dell McGee.
Hoping it's Dell McGee. Why?
Because he's got so many roots in Auburn, and he knows offenses.
Oh, good call. So recruiting would be a big plus for us, and then as well as his ties with or his experience with running backs and recruiting running backs, developing running backs. I think that's great.
Yeah, you're talking about the guy that Parsons looking at. I don't really think just because he's worked with him, man, that's the best bet for us. Too many homers, man. Too many homers.
And I understand that. But we have seen a lot of guys who have been at another program who've come to the SEC, and it has worked out well for them. I will say that Harsin at first, he brought Bobo in, and that was not a homer pick for him. But as we all saw, it did not work out.
Yeah. I kind of think they jumped the gun on that too much. I mean, really.
On the Bobo line?
I think they should have gave him another year, man.
Oh, on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they should have gave him another year. Because he's a good recruiter. He's really a good recruiter.
Well, he's a good recruiter and he's good at developing quarterbacks. When do you think people dropped out on Bobo?
Oh, man.
And hey, if you got the sound on, can you turn the sound down a little bit? I'm getting a little echo.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I don't know, man.
I can tell you when I dropped out.
I guess the Mississippi State game, I guess.
For the 40-point drought.
Yeah.
For me, it was, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the South Carolina game. 4th and 1 on our own 35.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, when he chose to
throw the
ball instead of running it with Tank, when Tank's been just running it up all over the field. That was when Mike Bobo lost me.
Yeah, man, that was pretty dumb. We know Tank can get a yard, man. Dang.
Oh, that's the thing. He can get a yard, and I think it wasn't even a full yard.
No, I think it was like a half a yard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you going to be showing up at the Birmingham Bowl?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, good stuff. Well, if you see me there, say hey. Any final thoughts on the bowl game or offensive coordinator search?
Like I said, I'm hoping it's Dell McGee, man. I mean, I'm going to pray.
All right.
I really don't want that other dude, Zach, whatever his name is.
Zach Hill?
Yeah, I don't really want him, man.
Well, I hear you. So let's see what happens, and thank you for hopping in. If anybody else wants to hop in, I'm about to thank you. You said, what's your name, Bo?
I'm Bo, man.
All right. Well, nice talking to you, Bo.
All right, man. God bless War Eagle.
War Eagle. All right, if anybody else wants to hop in, I'll drop that link in the chat one more time. Thank you, Bo from Moody. That was good. Good thoughts. So he's all about Dell McGee, and I hear him. Not about Zach Hill. I personally would love to see Zach Hill come, but I do understand where he's coming from. Wade In our offense, quarterback has some options. TJ said in press conference that he had the look he wanted. See what you're saying. Okay, what did Charlie do, man? So everybody's saying something about Charlie. Oh, there we go. Yes, so I left out that key detail, so thank you, Charlie, for dropping that in. The Birmingham Bowl is on December 28th at 11 a.m. or 11:30, maybe 11 a.m. But I forgot to mention that, so thank you for dropping that in the chat, Charlie. If anybody else wants to jump on and talk about what you think about the Birmingham Bowl selection for Auburn versus Houston, or if you just want to chat about what you think about our offensive coordinator options or who might get that job, go ahead and click on that link, and I'll pop you in on the screen. And you don't have to show your video, just like Bo did from Moody. He just talked for a little bit. You don't have to turn on your video, just your audio, and just tell me what you think. So click that link if you would like to talk. Jaden Stewart, is the Birmingham Bowl at Protective Stadium? Yes, it is. A lot of people were asking if it's at Legion Field. No, it's not at Legion Field, thank goodness. It is at the new Protective Stadium, which is where UAB plays. And if you don't know where that's located, it's in Uptown in Birmingham, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a nice area, lots of great places to eat food. Top Golf is not too far away, so there's stuff to do, places to eat. So if you go down there, there will be plenty to do. Yeah, definitely not Legion Field. What else we got? Was that Bobo or TJ that called that play? I'm pretty sure that was Bobo called play on that one. And if you're wondering what he's referencing on that phone call, we were talking about the 4th and 1 play against South Carolina, where we were on our own 35. And it was a very short play. Would have made sense for Tank to run the ball. And we ended up throwing a pass, which made Auburn lose the ball on their own 35. And that could have made a huge difference in the ball game. Yes, Charlie, this is a great point about the Birmingham Bowl at Protective Stadium. Parking will be hard to get. So if you are going, I would recommend going early, parking, and just walking around. Because like I said, there's plenty of stuff to do, to see, and plenty of good food to eat around in that area. And with that location, parking is hard to find. Wade, what do you mean by your second comment? Did I read something and forgot to put in the second part? If you can post it again, I'll pop it on screen. Quentin Lee, good game versus Houston, but I've been going to Legion Field since I was a little kid playing football. I'd rather travel to see Auburn play a good team. I think this is a pretty good team. This Houston team is fairly good. They're 11-2. They played Cincinnati pretty well. They did not win, but they played them pretty well. Scored 20 points on them. Kept Cincinnati to 31 or 35. I'm not sure what the exact score was, but they did put 20 up on Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is in the playoffs. So I think we are playing a pretty decent team, not an amazing team, but I think they are going to, play us pretty well, especially when you consider what their expectations are. They were probably expecting to go to a better game than this. In their eyes, they're 11-2. We're 6-6. Yes, we play in a much harder conference, but from their perspective, there is going to be a little bit of disappointment from them. And Wade, I still have no idea what you're referring to with the second comment. I think I missed something. Oh, Austin, I didn't see you pop in. My bad.
Austin, how you doing, buddy? Me?
Yeah, gotcha.
What's up, Chase? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Is this SS Austin that I always see?
Sir?
Is your tag usually SS Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Just ready for them to hire somebody.
Me too. So what do you want to talk about? Birmingham Bowl or the offensive coordinator search?
I was going to talk about the OC, even though I do think the Birmingham Bowl is going to be a good game, though.
All right, go for it. Talk about the OC search.
But I mean, I think Zach Hill will be fine. But to me, I just think we need somebody that's going to be able to recruit people, because I mean, we're going to need players to catch up to Georgia and Bama. It doesn't really matter what scheme we have. I mean, if our O
You can't
line
get the guys.
if our O line and receivers aren't good, I mean, it's just not going to work.
And you think if we go with somebody more like Del McGee, I mean, that does make sense. He's ingrained in the SEC, ingrained in Georgia, and that's close to Auburn. That would be much better for recruiting. And from that perspective, I don't disagree with you at all. My reason I'm leaning more towards being okay with Zach Hill is the chemistry that would be there with Harsin and somebody he knows. But the recruiting angle is definitely something that could be a concern. But what do you say for people who believe that it should be fine because there's been coaches who go to other big programs from smaller schools and the recruiting has eventually worked out? Do you think if it were to be Zach Hill, it's going to be more of a waiting thing where we have to wait to build our recruiting program?
I mean, I saw the stats and stuff that he had the 3 years he was there with Harsin. I feel like he does better when he's with him.
Mm-hmm.
But because I think they had like the 15th ranked offense or something in a few years or something. But I mean, if we do well, I think that would probably sell the recruits and probably help with them.
Yeah.
And it might take them a year or two, but I mean, that would be fine then. So it's really just up to Harsin. It's just trust him.
Yeah.
Even though I want Del McGee, but if he thinks it's better for him to get Zach Hill, just go with Zach Hill.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's going to be hard for us to know, and I think ultimately, kind of what you were hinting at is Harsin's going to make the best decision he can for him and for the team, because even if he's being selfish, that's in his best interest. It's in his best interest to get the best guy because that means he's more likely to keep his job. So I think Harsin does want what's best for the team. The question for me, and what I don't know, is it better for him to get somebody he's going to click with more, or is it better for him to get a guy who can help recruit, like you said? And based on what I've seen right now, I'm a little concerned about recruiting overall. I can't remember where we are in the recruiting rankings, and I know we're supposed to be getting some recruits that should help us out. But last I saw, I think we're 12 out of 14 in the SEC. I'm not sure if we're still
I do think,
there or
though,
not.
that we're about to finish pretty strong, though.
You think so?
I think. I mean, I don't think we're going to be top 10 or anything, but I think we'll be around 20 to 15 range.
That's possible. I'm hoping this with this shakeup, this news about Oregon's head coach going to Miami. I'm hoping that will free
Clemens?
up Darius Clemens.
That
Clemens.
Would be really
that'll help us out. That'll make our recruiting ranking go up and help us in an area where we have definitely been struggling. And there's a lot that can change in the very near future. I think, is it the 15th? We got 10 days?
Yeah, I think so.
Until the early signing.
And I mean,
period.
we do still have the transfer portal, so.
Yeah, that's true. And transfer portal, as we saw, we lost people, but just as quick as people jump in the transfer portal, we can pull people out of it. And there's definitely some good players who are jumping in it already. I'm sure everybody saw, what was that quarterback's name? One with the mullet at Ohio
State. Quinn Ewers.
Yes. Yep. So he jumped in, and I'm not saying we're getting him, but good players like him will jump in the portal, because really the name of the game is changing with the invention of NIL and players really wanted to make a name for themselves. They're not really going to be willing to wait around as much as they would have in the past.
Yeah,
I think
I did see. Did you see the guy that visited today, Camden Brown or whatever?
Yes. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, I saw he was talking to Harsin. He said that Harsin told him, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be true, but he said next year he was going to be much more involved with the offense. So that kind of gave me some hope.
Here we go. So yeah, Camden Brown. So he told Harsin told him that Harsin was going to be more involved with the offense.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
I think pretty sure.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely not opposed to that because what we saw this year, and he's still undecided, but he is expected to commit by the 15th. And do we know who his top schools are?
After I saw Georgia,
that
kind of I didn't know then.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, interesting. All right, any final thoughts on our offensive coordinator search or the Birmingham Bowl?
I mean, I think he'll probably be here. I think by Tuesday or Wednesday. You think we'll have one?
I think early this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, we should have somebody. That's everybody I'm talking to, and everything I'm seeing seems to point to that. So I'll be surprised if we get to the middle of this week and we don't have somebody named. So yeah, I agree with that. I think early this week we'll have somebody, and I'm still leaning towards they're talking to Zach Hill and working that through compliance. I may be wrong, but that seems to be the going narrative at the moment. But we'll have to see because the other option is it could be somebody like Del McGee, and we're having to wait till Georgia's finished because they're not going to want to pull him when he's about to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so if we don't have somebody named by the middle of this week, that makes me think it might be Del McGee even more.
Yeah.
But I think we'll learn a lot this week.
I think these next few weeks are about to be pretty wild, but keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep grinding. I'll keep watching.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one, man.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
All right. And thank you for coming on, Austin. Good to actually talk to you. Any other thoughts? Because I think I'm about to hop off in just a minute. But I did want to hop on here real quick and just talk about Auburn being picked to go to the Birmingham Bowl. Get your thoughts on it. And I'm going to pop that link down in the chat one more time if anybody wants to try to hop in one more time. Mine's a conflict. It is going to be at Protective Stadium, not Legion Field, so that is a positive thing. Quentin Lee, I've seen this one tossed around quite a bit, and I don't know. I've heard it mentioned, but I'm not seeing any of the reporters or anything talk about it. But Kellen Moore being an option. So he's currently playing. Oh my gosh. He's currently with the Dallas Cowboys. And so he's a possibility. He's not one I've heard talked about seriously, but he could be an option. All right. Any final thoughts? Anybody in the comments? Or if anybody wants to hop on that link, I can take one last caller, so to speak. If anybody wants to click on that link. Otherwise, I'm going to hop off in just a moment. Sean, you said Houston is actually a solid team. They may not be SEC, may surprise us. I remember playing for Troy State in 2003. Michigan was our first game, and we literally smashed them in the mouth and won. Oh, I forgot about that game. You say you were playing, Sean, for them? I remember playing for Troy State. Oh, cool stuff. I didn't know that about you, Sean. Well, awesome. Well, I think I did not mention this one, Gene. What about Joe Brady? I think I saw where Joe Brady got fired recently. Did anybody see that? While I'm looking that up, mine's a conflict. Who are we playing against in the Birmingham Bowl? We are playing against Houston, who just lost to Cincinnati in the AAC championship, I believe. I'm getting back to this one. What about Joe Brady? So I believe Joe Brady was just fired. Yeah, there it is. Here, that's what I was looking for. Click back over here. So Carolina Panthers fire offensive coordinator Joe Brady with team sitting at 5-7. So yeah, it looks like he's on the market for a job. So he certainly could be an option. He was at LSU when Joe Burrow was there. I think that might have been his first or second year. I don't remember for sure. But he's certainly an option that we have now. This should be an interesting week overall. So we just found out which bowl game we're going to. We're playing against Houston. Tickets are on sale. I showed you just a little while ago. If you want to try to snag those up, there you go. You can still get those at Ticketmaster.com. But as far as who's the offensive coordinator going to be, I think we find out this week, and I think we're going to find out early this week. All right, guys. Well, this was a ton of fun. I'm going to try to start doing some live stuff a little more often on a regular basis. I've got to figure out my thing, and I think it's going to be something similar to this. I've just got to figure out something that will work. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and enjoy the rest of your day, Quentin as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and War Eagle.